Yeah, I think just playing hard, staying connected, knowing what the overall goal is. I mean, yeah, we've lost a couple, but, we're staying true to ourselves and we're just playing hard.
What do you know about Northside? What's going to be the focus in practice this week to get ready for some of the challenges that they present?
Yeah, very quick, fast team, very athletic. Tay Johnson, obviously, big threat on that team. So we're going to have to, lock him down, but it'll be a good game.
What's the mentality heading into a game? You're about halfway through the SAC season, and this is for first place in the conference. So what's the mentality going into a game that could help ultimately determine one of the goals at the end of the season for you guys, which I imagine is to win a conference title?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just staying calm, not trying to get over nervous, because nerves aren't going to help us in this game. We just got to play hard, come out, set the tone early.
For you guys, what's the big key? What's the X factor on Friday?
Playing hard. When we're playing hard and we're playing together, we're a pretty hard team to beat. And we've done that in a couple games in the past, but we just need to make sure that that's consistent.
First place in the SAC. You're talking about a talented Northside team. Spartan Arena going to be rocking on Friday. What are you most looking forward to about this coming Friday's matchup?
Yeah, just competing in the atmosphere. It's always a good time to have all the fans in here competing against a good team. So yeah, I'm just ready to compete.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Nope.
Good deal. What are you guys doing well at this point in the year that's allowed you to have this kind of success, and what can you kind of roll over to this Friday's matchup?
Our defense is definitely something we rely on because our offense hasn't come in a couple games. But defense is just effort, and we got to rely on that every game.
When you take a look at this Northside team, what's going to be the focus in practice this week, and what are you guys going to have to do well to counter some of the challenges that they present on Friday?
We're probably going to have to slow the game down because they're more athletic than us. So we're going to have to play the game at our pace and make sure to not get the ball in transition a lot.
Obviously, you got Tucker back in the lineup about 2 weeks ago. So how much more difficult does that make you guys to guard, knowing that you have now an extra weapon, especially in the post?
Yeah, so he has a lot of length to our team. So it allows me to guard a guard out, and then he can guard the big, which just allows the paint to be more protected.
When you take a look at the SAC standings, man, I mean, we're about halfway through the conference season, and this is for first place. So going into a game that has this kind of magnitude, what's the mentality of this Homestead team, knowing that a game like this could ultimately determine whether you win a conference championship or not by season's end?
So we just got to play our hardest and give our maximum effort, because if we do that, we're going to win.
For you guys, what's the X factor on Friday? What's the biggest key?
Making our free throws. If you make all your free throws, then you have a pretty good chance of winning. And then also securing all of the defensive rebounds, so you don't allow them to get second chance points.
As I mentioned, SAC first place on the line. It's going to be our highlight zone game of the week. This place is going to be packed on Friday. What are you most looking forward to about this experience on Friday night and just kind of being around a game like this?
The atmosphere. So we played Snyder last year, and I'll just never forget that game because the gym was packed. It was loud. It was just a great atmosphere.
Anything else you'd like to add, man?
No.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, I mean, I feel like our staple has been defense all year. I mean, we're holding teams about 45 points a game. Last night Columbia City got their average of 56, but for the most part, we've been holding teams under their average by about 8 or 9 points a game. So, we've got to be able to defend. Offensively, we're still not clicking the way I would like for us to. Last night we scored some points. We were able to get ourselves to the foul line. We need to be able to do that. We have to stretch the defense with our shooters. That way it'll leave our bigs open as far as on the inside to where they can't double and triple underneath. So, there's some things we need to improve upon, but, for the most part, 16 games in, I'm pretty pleased with where we are.
Yeah, you added Tucker Day back into the lineup a couple weeks ago, or a few games ago. How much does that change what you guys do, and how much does it make you tougher to guard when you have a guy with that size and that versatility now added into the lineup?
Well, I mean, we've got to do a better job as far as, myself as coaching staff, trying to get him implemented into the game plan. Right now it's just so tough where we've got I think our man-to-man defense has been good, but then all of a sudden when you're putting two bigs in there, they're tough matchups, and that's what we've got to figure out what we need to do. We'll try to figure that out over the next 2 days, but we've got to get our bigs in there. We understand that, we know that, and take advantage with our size. But we've got to figure out that rotation. It's awful tough when I think we were 11-1 before he came back to the picture, and it's a matter of just getting that rotation in again and figuring out what we need to do. But he's a talent, and we know that, and we just got to figure that out as far as the coaching staff where we need to put him.
Yeah, that said, what's the focus in practice this week to get you to prepare for what Northside presents challenge-wise on Friday night?
Well, I mean, there's a big challenge. I mean, they're the hottest team in the SAC right now. They won 4 games in a row. Tay Johnson is a beast. I think he had 47 in the last game he played. So he's going to be a load to handle. Rashawn has been very hot as far as from the outside, being able to shoot the basketball. So again, it's a tough matchup for us. Hopefully we'll get something figured out over the next 2 days to get ourselves prepared for Friday.
So this is a game that, halfway through the conference season, first place is on the line in this game. You're going to have a big crowd. It's going to be the Highlight Zone game of the week. There's just a lot of anticipation for this game. How do you think these guys are going to handle the spotlight, and what is the key to handling a game that could ultimately determine one of your goals at the beginning of the season, which I assume is to win a conference championship?
Well, I mean, that's always a goal at the beginning of the year, is to put yourself in the best position to win a conference championship. We're there right now. I mean, we have 2 teams that are top with 4-0. A lot of good teams with 3-1 records in Wayne and Concordia. So they're by any stretch of the imagination out of it yet. But we'll take it one game at a time. We've got a tough matchup come Friday night against a tough Northside club, and hopefully we'll be able to figure out what we need to do to get that win come Friday.
Anything else you'd like to add, Coach?
No, thank you.
All right.